Hi, good morning, everybody. That's me, Shantnoo Saxsena. I know it's not very busy right now. I'm not sure if I should say it's their loss and your gain or not. But really the discussions today, or what I'll be sharing with you today, is integrating the traditional world of finance with the modern world. Fortunately or unfortunately, cryptos is considered to be the modern world. And during this presentation, I'll take you through the journey of cryptocurrencies and how companies like us are making a difference to the world of Forex. So let's start with something that started from 2017. I mean, 2016, 17, crypto started to gain a lot of traction with the traditional financial institutions, mostly with the banks out there. However, when it started, it did not start with a bang. Like, everybody was thinking crypto is a fad and it will go away and it will not be able to integrate with the modern world of finance. But look at what Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, etc. were saying before and after. Before, they were like, cryptos is not going to stay and it's something that will just fade away. And today, these bigger financial institutions, they have taken a complete U-turn by saying that they want to integrate to the crypto world. It's common sense. If anything that goes beyond governance, anything that becomes massive, it's very hard to control, and especially with a concept like blockchain, which is very hard to be kept behind closed doors. The decisions that's taken in the board meetings, when central bank governors, they meet together, when the European Parliament meet together, the decisions that they take behind the scenes, we as ordinary people, we are not aware what's happening. But with the world of cryptos, everything is absolutely transparent. And this is what changed their mind. And, just day before yesterday, MasterCard announced, I remember I was telling somebody, I can't name the person, but I was listening to the conversation from MasterCard about 4 or 5 years ago. And the message from the management team, the C-level executives, was they don't want to get into cryptos because they don't see a future. But just a few days back, MasterCard decided that they are going to be helping the banks. And, if you look at the article below, it says banks tried to kill cryptos and failed. Now they are embracing it. And that is the reality that we are going to discuss today. So what are cryptocurrencies? I will not get into the basics. I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about Bitcoin and stuff. I thought it's always a good idea to start presentations with some sort of knowledge, some sort of background. So there are over 19,000 cryptocurrencies out there in the market. But out of those 19,000, only 2 cryptocurrencies have seen various bull runs and bear markets. That's Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin, it's 21 million in supply, and there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoins. And out of that, I think 18.9 million is already out there in the market. I must also highlight, if I'm right with my facts and don't quote me on this, about 2 million Bitcoins are probably lost or cannot be recovered because people have probably lost their devices or due to security breaches and stuff. Those 2 million coins are probably out of circulation. But the reality is 18.9 million Bitcoins are there, and the last coin I think will be mined will be in the year 2140. So which means we still have a long, long way to go while Bitcoins to be mined. But Ethereum is the second largest ecosystem. 410 billion is the total worth of the Ethereum ecosystem. Bitcoin is worth around 369 billion in terms of market cap, whereas Ethereum is at 410 billion, not just on Ethereum. Because Ethereum is an ecosystem, and under the Ethereum ecosystem, there are about 10,000 tokens more, which are built on Ethereum. So when you put the volumes together, it comes to about 410 billion. What gives me comfort is the Bitcoin dominance is coming down, which also means that people are able to understand that there are cryptos that's beyond Bitcoin. Treat this as a session to gain knowledge, to gain information. But I remember in 2016, 2017, Bitcoin dominance used to be around 75%, which means out of all the tokens in the market, Bitcoin used to control 75% of the market. It's a progressive sign that the Bitcoin dominance is coming down. It's to around 38, 39% right now, followed by Ethereum at 16.2%. And of course, then USDT, which is a stable coin, which is out there. In terms of cryptocurrency, there are two types of concepts generally that exist: security tokens as well as utility tokens. Now, you see a third category here because I don't want to create any controversies anywhere, but third category, in my opinion, is stablecoin. It's debatable whether stablecoins are the coins which are pegged to national currencies, which are pegged to assets, like a stablecoin pegged to gold, a stablecoin pegged to US dollar, etc. So, in my opinion, stablecoins should be a separate category. USDT, USDC are two most common types of stablecoins out there in the market. So what led to the institutional crypto adoption? I think year 2020 is known for its notorious nature to bring in some amazing things like COVID. We all experienced it, no matter what part of the world you were in. But what I remember is we all were behind closed doors and we were not supposed to go out. And in a way, for the crypto industry, it was a boom because people were able to understand the value of cryptocurrency, the value of blockchain, and how blockchain can be used in our daily, day-to-day lives. I mean, Google Pay saw a 78% increase during the COVID times. Because contactless payments were not so common, we are not even going to cryptocurrencies. I'm just talking about the facts from Google and Apple, the NFC-based payment systems, which gained a lot of traction. But in my opinion, there were three major events that changed the outlook of cryptocurrencies. A was MicroStrategy. In 2020, August, they decided to procure coins worth few billions. I don't have the numbers. I think you can read here, but 250 million worth of Bitcoins they procured. But by the end of 2020, MicroStrategy had already acquired coins worth $1 billion just in that year itself. However, that helped people understand, like your books, instead of having gold in the treasury, it's also a good idea to have Bitcoins. And then, of course, we saw Elon Musk coming in and saying that Tesla investing into cryptocurrency, they invested just over $1 billion in Bitcoins as well. And that's how, in my personal opinion, the journey of crypto adoption started. So this is how 2020 to 2021 looked like. We are in a downtrend, like we are in a bear market, but in a way, it's a good thing. Because if there is anything, any asset, property, your commodities, etc., if it's just going up, it's a danger signal. But if you see a movement in any industry, it means that there is something that is happening in the background. It's not pure speculation. It can also be considered as an asset class, and that's what Bitcoin is heading towards. And if you look at, it's not just institutions who are investing in Bitcoins. It's also the governments. It's also public institutions. It's also private investors who are getting into cryptocurrencies. Out of the total supply of 18.9 million Bitcoins that we have, around 1.4 million Bitcoins are held by all of these together, which means ETFs, countries, public companies, and private companies put together officially. And out of these private companies, majority of them are listed companies, if that gives you comfort. Let's look at the investors classification. In my opinion, out of these 6 categories, what we could think of, but the most important related to, your industry, the reason I say your industry is because you know about Forex and traditional finance better than I do. Because what I know a little bit is about cryptos, unfortunately not too much about Forex. But if you look at the chart here, number one, you'll notice Bitcoin and Ethereum is gaining the maximum traction out there. Because that's where people see a lot of value. That's where high net worth individuals, family offices, etc., they want to invest. My urge to people is think beyond Bitcoin. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I don't know if there are any Bitcoin maxis out here in the room. But other than Bitcoin, I think Ethereum is another area that is gaining a lot of traction among financial institutions. Again, don't quote me on this, but looks like the next bull run will see more institutions coming in. At the same time, you will have most of the traction coming into Ethereum. And these are the different categories. And also what we are quickly want to correlate is, look at the countries on your right. These are all growing economies in terms of, that's based on the income criteria decided by World Bank. But probably these are the similar market where Forex companies are operating today. Vietnam, India, Nigeria, Pakistan, Brazil, Thailand. Of course, let's exclude Russia for now. But that's where the FX volumes are coming in. And if you look at the crypto market cap, which touched $3 trillion at its peak, which is around $1 trillion right now, is a correlation that we see that these are the same markets that can bring in more crypto adoption in the coming years, right? So why is it difficult for non-crypto companies to get into crypto companies? That is a common question that I'm often asked. But what I think is that there is lack of sharing economies. Crypto companies are building their own scalable business, whereas Forex companies or asset management companies are still busy building their own businesses. So there is no correlation and integration between the two. And that is where I think the problem starts really. Because when you don't share anything on the ecosystem, you don't even share compliances, you don't even share the same principles, the same methodologies, etc. So that's where the first problem is. And then there is lack of expertise. Being in crypto industry, I've been in this industry this is my 7th year now, I still find it very hard to find the right people who can work for us. Because unfortunately, it's not just me, but we come across a lot of storytellers, but not genuine people who actually understand the concept. People, if they invest $100 worth of their money in cryptos, and if it goes to $1,000, they think that they're an expert. Even after being in this industry for X number of years, I still feel that there is something new I'm learning every day. And if we don't have that approach, there is no way are we ever going to build an ecosystem. Then, of course, deep liquidity is a problem. So either crypto exchanges have very deep liquidity on the crypto side, and fiat companies like you have a very strong liquidity on the fiat side. But what is the correlation between fiat liquidity and crypto liquidity together? And that is the missing bit, which we think is a problem. The monitoring tools are very important. Any business that touches fiat or that touches money has to be fully monitored. So there is lack of integration tools in terms of compliance and coin monitoring for people to really understand how this works. I'm not sure how many people are aware, but on the blockchain, if we take certain services, we can even find out whether the cryptos that I have received from a specific person, are those cryptos in the wallets clean or unclean? When I say unclean, it means cryptos being used for illegal activities. And it's very important for you as a company and you as an individual to know that it's a regulatory risk. It's a big problem to touch unclean coins because it leaves a track on the blockchain. And it's very hard to find out. So we think that the tools are something that has to be used, not just say that we have liquidity available. Clean liquidity is something that has to be made available. There's lack of automation. I don't think that requires any explanation, but a lot of things still are very, very manual, right from onboarding to whitelisting of wallets, etc. And of course, there's lack of licensing and compliance. Like a lot of companies are still not looking at compliances and licenses in a progressive way in the crypto world. And finally, it's very expensive to run crypto operations. Something as simple as custody. In terms of wallet, that can put you down by $100K or something a year. But at the same time, you must know how to even use those tools. Sorry, I'm going a little fast. I'm a little cautious on the time. But this is what, as Encryptus, we are doing. We are integrating cryptos with traditional finance. And how we are doing it is simply by 3 criteria. Crypto as a product, compliances, as well as automation. What we are doing as a company is we have built an ecosystem, not for us, but actually for other economies to use and consume our network to launch their own crypto products in a regulated and in a compliant environment, which means right from customer onboarding to their wallet management, to their custody, can all be managed with a single API. The other thing that you get out of this is we are licensed in 3 jurisdictions. We are licensed in the UAE, we are licensed in Australia, and also in Lithuania, which gives us access to crypto liquidity and fiat liquidity as well. And of course, we are integrated with the best monitoring softwares. Well, I shouldn't use the term best because you never know when is the next problem going to happen. But that's what we are trying to do, at least from our side. We are making sure we get the right people to integrate into the ecosystem. And of course, we bring this ecosystem not just to individual, but also to institutions. A Forex institution, if they want to launch a crypto product, all what they have to do is get onboarded with us, consume our APIs, launch their trading desk. It's as simple. Well, it sounds very simple, but of course it requires tech and support. That's where our team comes into the picture and supports you guys. But our foundation is very simple and very clear. Today, Encryptus stands on a foundation that is on compliance. Without compliance, if there is anything that comes to us, it's simply rejected. And there is no way we would touch any business which is non-compliant. An API-driven company that enables non-crypto companies to become crypto company. By consuming our infrastructure, we take the responsibility of compliances, coin monitoring, and liquidity, most importantly. In a nutshell, this is how our API looks like. If you can play. Just for you to understand, I don't understand a word here because it's all gibberish to me, but our tech people really understand how this works well. But with one single API, you can access the whole network. I must be honest and truthful to you that it's still under development, and hopefully by mid-November, November end, we should have this live. So thank you very much. This is all I had to present today. But if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer the questions to the best of my abilities. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.